Happy B-Day to the Mallory Bros,
man. Happy birthday, Brody. 31.
Happy birthday. Yes, sir.
I remember when we celebrated 4 together, bro.
I do.
I remember we celebrated 8 together. We got the SpongeBob cake.
8, 12.
We got them fucking blue bikes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Now we
that
old.
Man is 31 years old now.
Blessed,
and I
bro.
couldn't see it. Couldn't see it. Blessed to make it here.
Blessed.
Crazy.
Yo, it's the Mallory Bros podcast, episode 252.
You sound like you need a Ricola, boy.
I do. Look, I tried to hurry up and flip this joint up because we got Frankie in the building today.
Big shout out to my sister-in-law got me this, we call it, I guess it's a chicken. She calls it a chicken.
It's a glizzy chicken.
A glizzy chicken. But this is going to be our mediator for the pod this week.
Yeah, mediator.
So whoever had, and we did a trial run with Frankie and it did not go well. If you had Frankie,
our trial run with Frankie didn't go well. We were just talking and Frankie just sitting here looking at y'all the whole time.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Hey, look, but this is the 252 episode. Shout out to everybody in North Carolina. It's the North Carolina episode. Raise up.
That's right.
Let's go, man. Let's talk about some cities out there. Hold up.
You're supposed to just have it. You're not supposed to go to your notes, Gramps.
Why did I feel like I had it and it went left?
This is the 2025 version of the nigga with the paper speech on stage.
So this is what we prepare. You know how you had to be the one that... Okay, so 252, we got Greenville. We got New Bern. We got Elizabeth City. Kinston. Roanoke Rapids. I feel like I fuck with that.
Roanoke Rapids. That sound like a...
This nigga tried to hit me with the okie doke. Oh, he know. This nigga ain't even from the Roanoke.
No, Terrance.
This nigga had to get another bitch to come and row his boat. Okay, look. In Outer Banks. Parts of the Outer Banks.
Ooh, shout out to y'all, man. Hey. Big love to everybody in the Carolinas. Growing up, we used to go to the Carolinas a little bit. I got a uncle that has family down there, so my aunt and them used to always drive down. We used to always go down there. We would go to where, Terrance? What part was that?
I feel like my dad would be disappointed in me not knowing this, but I don't know the area.
It wasn't like Raleigh. It wasn't.
If I heard the area, I swear I'd be like, oh,
something with green in it.
Greenville, Greenboro, Greenwood,
Greensboro.
Greenville, Terrell. Greenville, Alabama.
It's green something, y'all. But anyway, we spent a lot of summer days in North Carolina, man. A dope, low cost of living. Ain't much going on. You could go retire there area.
Yeah, man.
Where we was at.
Yeah.
Not to try and, because people try to.
Oh, nah, yeah. Everybody knows that, like, at least out here, that the housing market in North Carolina was attractive for a long time. A lot of people left from the DMV to North Carolina. Yeah, a lot of ties there. Mm-hmm. You know, when I go to Seattle, there's always a lot of people that's like, "Oh, you're from the DMV? Oh, I used to work in Virginia." I'll be like, "Oh, I'm living in Virginia now." They'd be like, "Oh, I used to work in Virginia." I'm like, yo, it's crazy how many people have commuted to the DMV for work and travel in their life. It's an area people come to.
And a lot of us go. A lot of us leave and go different places.
That's a fact.
I see it a lot on IG. Even people in their bio, they'll put the MD, but they in LA, or DC, but now they in Atlanta. A lot of us went to ATL. A lot of us went to California. So, but hope everybody had a good week, man. Week was chill for us. Y'all getting this podcast a day late. We had some stuff we had to take care of. But y'all cool. We here.
Not 100%,
no biggie.
Man. I say 252 added across, man, and start thinking with your thinking caps, right? You know how your teacher used to say, put your thinking cap on? When you see that 9, you need to be strapping on your thinking cap and looking left and right, man. It's 252. You listen to this the day before our birthday, right?
That's right.
So if you ask me, all I'm going to say, just coming into this week, it was Mother's Day weekend. And of course, we get with the fam. We got our girls that are new moms, so of course they are going to be the highlight of our entire weekend. But to me, I felt like a big highlight, of course, outside of them, was us getting together for the badminton on Sunday. I feel like that was dope. Y'all ever played badminton before?
That drink, I've been thinking about. I'm not gonna lie. I've been thinking about that all week.
That shit was fun as hell because it kind of gave us like this cookout, throwback vibe. I play tennis all the time, and it is not the same. Like, badminton is a different beast.
It is. It's like fucking... It's like live action ping pong. Like, you got to use your body, but you still playing ping pong because you still got to... You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah.
That dream was intense. We did. I will say this. We got a chance. I went with Terrance and his family to a baby shower for one of Terrance's real close friends who became one of my good friends as well. Shout out to me and Don.
Man, shout out to Tamia and Don. Baby shower was beautiful. Food
was amazing.
Fucking fire. I haven't had food at a baby shower that was that good in a minute.
Yes.
That was like legit brunch, baby shower food, everything. Catering was fire. The venue was fire.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Did that. I had a birthday party. Shout out to my brother-in-law. His daughter turned 1. You know, G did a cake. Candace came through.
Damn, big family weekend. I didn't even talk to Terrell on that day.
Yeah, it was a huge weekend. Crew was out over there till like 9, 10 o'clock. Y'all know Crew getting to bed 7:30. Motherfucker was out there. When you going past it's almost like when you know.
I would come knock on your door if I was a MalloryBros fan. No, Crew go to bed 8 o'clock. Trying to spit this freestyle for
you. If you don't get the hell away off my damn porch. But yeah, man, it was a jam-packed family weekend. Sunday we had a little spot of crabs. But it was chill. It was a chill week. I did want to say this though. Our B-Day is tomorrow.
Yes, man.
And so
yes.
Yeah, man. We turned in what is it? 31.
I don't know what our year it is. Is it Reggie Miller? Reggie Miller year.
31. I mean,
what's the year, y'all?
My
It was just our Curry year, and I think we did Curry well. I think we did.
Yeah, we had
our Curry
great
year very
30
well. Yeah,
really good, very good year 30. I'm excited for the next year. I told Terrance, I wanted to ask him, what did 30 teach you the hard way? Right? 30 is a big. You've been on the earth, and I got a follow-up question too on some random shit.
Yeah,
but you've been on the earth for 30 years. Like you hit that. I feel like 30 is when you an adult. No more 20s.
Yeah.
Now you a nigga that's 31. Oh, okay. If it says male 31 stabbed, it's like a man.
Hold
okay.
up. Why you couldn't put just graduated or some shit?
No, I mean like if it says you did that, you're being tried as a man.
Nah,
and
you put male 31 stabbed, not.
No, I meant to say male 31 stabbed somebody. If a 19-year-old stabbed somebody, it's like, damn, he was a juvenile. They probably he
gonna go to juvie.
He probably should have had his father in his life.
Try him as a man.
I'm saying you at the you at the age where you should know better for sure.
Oh, yeah, you a grown
don't
man.
even get the 20s. You can't even say you're young in my 20s.
And Terrell, you see how you telling me that like I should know? I've known that for 10 years now. Fellas, if you 21 years old, you should be hearing what Terrell's saying. You a man now. Like,
you gotta move accordingly.
But you're right though. I see what you're saying.
But 30 is such a
30 is the.
You've been a man for a good.
You should know.
Yeah. You've been a man for a long time.
It's not you been a man now. It's come on now.
Yeah.
You a grown ass man.
I'll say this. I think at 31, you can at this point be reflective about manhood for real.
Yeah.
I bet. You done put 10 in. So
100.
What do you think you learned the hard way about this last year?
If you ask me, 30, you see people online saying 30 is the new 20. 30 is the new 20. 30 is the new 20. And I feel like
Jay-Z.
I get what they saying, but no, y'all. 30 is 30. I think we just making 30 look better now. I think before our parents made 30 look like 50. Like, I got a house, 3 kids, and a 401k set up for 10 years and 30. Your parents been working the same company. Like, I watched this girl's TikTok where she talks about her husband and her getting a house, and we worked our jobs and paid that mortgage until we were 26. Damn.
Yeah.
Like, y'all were young doing that. And look, what I've learned, at least if you ask me, if somebody said, yo, at 30, what did 30 teach you? 30 taught me that everything that I learned from 20 to 29 starts to be like like at first you taking everything in your 20s. You bringing everything in. Everything that you see, you consume media, you consume things that pertain to your appetite via food, what you attracted to. Like you're consuming so much stuff and bringing everything in. And then I think when you turn 30, it starts to come out in different ways. And I don't mean like you're giving it away. It just literally starts to exude everything you did in your 20s. It starts to just seep out of you because at 30, you start to live a little bit freer. You are who the hell you are. Who you see, this who I am. So everything I've been through, it started to seep out of me in the things that I say, places I go, people I hang around. You less likely to feel like you need to define yourself in this era of your life. You've already defined yourself. Now you're finding out, okay, I know who I am. Let me see exactly where I fit in this world. I know the type of person I can be. I know who I get bothered by. I know what I'm not comfortable around. And with all of that information, I can now put myself in a better position to be healthy mentally at 30 to 40, you know?
No, yeah. I think the same thing, bro. I would say 30 taught me to be more appreciative of just everything, just time. I feel like I never thought about my high school self the way I did at 30.
Oh, yeah. Far away
Thinking
from that
about
person
my
now.
high school self before this past year was always like a tangible, like I feel like I could still touch that person, that version of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I would say, when I was in high school, we used to do that all the time. You thinking about like it was right there.
Yeah.
Like you remember vividly that you know what I'm saying? So now, I think with the reflection of this last year, it did make me look forward to like starting new shit, doing more shit at 30. I do not feel old.
My 30th birthday, it was like, oh shit, I'm exiting an era of my life. Damn, Terrell got pollen in his bed. It was like, damn, I'm exiting an era of my life, right? And I'm going into like the big boy ages. And appreciate everybody for showing us love on the B-Day. I know y'all gonna show it in the comments. Yeah. But like, let this just be a reminder every year we talk about this, that like, life is short, dog. I feel like this birthday pod came around fast. I don't know if y'all remember us listening to Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale
on our birthday.
2 years ago on our birthday.
That was 3 years now.
Damn, 3 years ago. Yeah.
22.
And that was the pandemic. And like, it's not that every year you need to be in a different place. Some of y'all have seen our birthday be here. I remember there was a vlog for their birthday. And now look at this and then you could tell yourself, damn, I'm in the same place. No, you are not, dog. Like, the thing that I was going to tell you, and it's a good way that we can kind of move the conversation somewhere. Okay. Terrell watch a lot of podcasts. I'm not going to say which one, but y'all can probably guess.
I watch all of the hip-hop podcasts I watch. I think everybody knows that by now.
And they all come under fire, even ours sometimes. And I was going to just talk about when you have longevity in doing something, the more you put yourself out there, the more you subject yourself to shit going bad. Mm-hmm. You saying the wrong thing, you disrespecting somebody.
Yeah, the chances.
The more that you have to put out there, the longer you've been on TV, the more of a risk that you run.
What is that?
That's something that you ain't even gonna be able to see on that side, though.
No, I just looked back and saw.
Oh, damn. But appreciate it. Nigga helping me on my birthday. Maybe that was my birthday gift. But I do think me and Terrell been on the internet, not for a super long time, but in this short chunk of podcasting, we done said a lot of shit. And like, you know, as these birthdays add up, I'm like, y'all are able to see how we changed through these years.
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
That's the crazy part.
I was literally listening to a podcast from 20. Go listen to when we was at Terrance old place, the penthouse joint, early.
Penthouse.
Go listen to them early when we was at Terrance joint early. You just was talking about bitches and he was talking about ass more and it was just you were more of a different, you had a different vision. And you know what? That's the good thing about that is the people that listen with you have no choice but to grow with you through that.
That's true.
You know?
That's
if
true.
you're changing, they're a part of that change. Like they can see that. And they're a part of that history with you. And that's the beauty in podcasting. The first topic that we actually have is about that. Before we get to that, I did want to ask you, though. First birthday with baby girl in the world. Because was A-Train pregnant for your last?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to be. She had to be like, yeah.
A-Train
So this going to be your first
months.
birthday officially. Does it feel different than the one last year?
100%, y'all. When you have a kid, your birthdays start to be like, your birthdays go like this now. Like, instead of you doing this, now your birthdays is like,
nigga turned into a rhombus.
Look, now it is because Sonny is the one, you know? So I literally had Sonny on my lap 2 days ago, and I said, Dada's birthday's coming up. And I was like, Dada got 30 birthdays, and you about to have your first one. And I said, sitting there with her, I'm like, I'm like, holy fuck.
Yes.
Like,
that's that, bro, that's what I was talking about.
And I was going to tell you, this is the first birthday that I now feel like, y'all, I am pushing 40. And let me tell you something, for everybody that knows this, I've been studying, based on how all of this shit works, you are pushing 40, Terrell. Do you want to know why? Because let's just talk about what it means. I know some of you have a real meaning, but this is the way that I read it. Pushing 40 don't happen until now. When you was 30, you wasn't pushing 40. You just actually left your 20s.
Yeah, you just got to 30.
The 40 was still over there. Look, if you look at 10 numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't really need to see the 40 yet. We're going to look at the 20 to the 9.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm 31. So that 40 is moving. I am pushing 40.
And so guess what?
That mean no more M&Ms. That mean no more Twizzlers. I love Twizzlers. I love Twizzlers. That mean no more of this candy bullshit. I told
it's a nigga
before
36
going to
it's a nigga that's 42 somewhere with a box of
Let me tell y'all got to stop eating candy and stuff like that before bed. Son, I have a bad habit of like, okay, bet I ate. Bet I want something sweet. I feel like as you get older, that tummy is not the same. Oh boy, what I wish I could go back to that 20-year-old tummy. 2 fish fillets, 2 McDoubles, and I could eat a large fry all in one.
Nah, yeah, you know what's crazy? I don't feel old at all. I'm just more conscious of it. Like, I can still do that. I just won't feel the same way I felt back then. Because back then, I was like, I just didn't give a fuck.
And I'm also in a much more physically better shape
than you were back then.
I was at any of my 20s.
If it was any time in your life, it would be right now. But mentally, like you said, it's a mental thing. And it goes back to what we talked about last pod and the pod before that one. It is mental, because think about it. You pushing 40 figuratively, right? But you technically in the best shape of your life. But you just never going to be able to shape that idea now. Now you're going to start thinking, all right, bad, motherfuckers get older and get sick. So I need to chill some point. I'm glad I don't drink for real like that no more. You know that?
Nah, yeah. Me and Aunt, like A-Train gets little margaritas and stuff like that. She still lives her best life. And I'm like, I used to be such a dog. I remember I went on a date with this girl. She got this cute drink.
Strawberry Henny.
I got a Henny and Coke. And I remember thinking, I remember the girl that she was quiet the whole tea. You know what I'm saying? She just didn't say shit the whole tea. The whole conversation, she was just like this the whole tea.
Dub.
I said, I'm taking this motherfucker back to the crib. She had me out Cap Heights. I thought I was getting ready to score one. I had the hen dog. But look, halfway through my drink, I'm thinking, what am I doing? Like, this isn't attractive to her, obviously. I obviously feel like I looked like I was, I don't know why I was drinking that bullshit. But look, I'm so glad those days are over.
Nothing wrong with a Henny and Coke.
But nothing wrong with it. But I'm like, damn, I'm on a date. Like, nigga, why are you getting a Henny and Coke from the bar?
Damn, that's a very normal.
Menu. You know what I mean? Bro, fellas, I'm going to keep it a stack.
You talking about...
I feel like, all right, I asked you, you on a date with a girl, you should get a drink. And you getting a drink? It would be, I feel like me ordering Hennessy. Come on, bro.
Nah, yeah. You got me to get one of the... Red Lobster got that Blue Lagoon joint margarita. That joint,
fellas, I'm going to keep it a stack. You can think that you missed the play because you need to order your own drink, but you looking just like a drunk.
First topic we're going to talk about today. The Golden Globes just announced that they about to do a podcast award. That is huge news. Mm-hmm. I'm not too sure what they use, if it's Podscribe or whatever, that they're going to go with the metrics, but the top 25 pods will qualify, and of those 25, 6 will be chosen and nominated every year. And I think that is dope, man. I think in a post-pandemic world, podcasting is low-key up there with music now, bro. Like, at least for me.
Yeah.
I used to listen to like 75% music and like 25% podcast.
Yeah.
But now it's not that. It's about 65% podcast, long form content, or YouTube.
Podcast has definitely taken the I'm riding listening to music. A lot more people are riding listening to podcasts.
And I actually watch a lot of streamers. I just don't watch a lot of people on they stream. I watch a lot of people that stream, but just the YouTube clips.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm still ingesting long form content a little bit different than music.
And if you ask me, I think, the idea of a podcast award is, I don't know. I think the definition of podcast has changed. Now, we would have said Oprah had a podcast. We would have said Dr. Phil and Ellen had podcasts. And I don't think that y'all realize that. But like y'all, when y'all think of podcasts, you think of the same formats that come from live TV, which is everyday guest. Like y'all would say Club Shay Shay should be nominated for best podcast. When if you ask me,
I don't think it should.
I don't think that should. I think that's a media platform. I think anywhere where you got the bulk of your episodes is just filled with the fact that you have a guest star, you're Oprah. You're not a podcast. We're not tapping into you for the barbershop feel. Mm-hmm. We're not even tapping into you for the film or book lore podcast where we're diving deep into conversation. It be y'all interviewing famous people. Oh, we got Ice Cube on here. So I'm a ex Ice Cube. Oh, what was so you wrote all the characters in Players Club? Yeah, nigga. Do your research. What the fuck? You gonna bring me up here, I'm Ice Cube, and you gonna ask me, oh, so what was your inspiration when you wrote Craig? Okay, like,
well, you gotta think about
this. This not a podcast if you ask me, and I think a lot of those podcast awards are going to go to people who can garnish viewership. And you really ain't garnishing a whole lot of viewership these days if you not on your Oprah shit by having guests.
And that is where the conversation is actually, it's actually great you say that, because Terrance is so film industry brained. That is the conversation in the industry right now, because the Golden Globe for Coda wins Best Picture. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did that break a box office record? Was that the biggest film? Did everybody see it? Was it the most watched? No. It was the best piece of art chosen by the Academy based on that.
Based on the Academy's choice, right.
So when the Golden Globes brings this in, it does introduce the, how y'all about to do this element.
Yeah, how y'all gonna do this?
Because like you saying, Club Shay Shay, and shout out to Shannon, of course, but it's not really a podcast, like you say. A lot of these niggas that do a lot of people that do interviews like that, you don't really have a podcast. And at what point now
could we just call your thing something else? Because it's respectable what y'all doing. It's not me hating saying,
no,
y'all ain't got a real podcast. I'm not saying that
right.
at all.
You're 100% right. And this is the thing. Now there's money involved. Now you got the $1 million worth of game shower while on Gilly contract where people are paying you to have people sit down with you.
Yeah.
Because you got a movie coming out. Or you got this
So now I promo for him.
Yeah, like, oh, we're going to have you go sit with Shannon. What? Kamala Harris sitting at Club Shay Shay? Like, the way they had Trump on podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, now there's money. There's initiative involved. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like I have to say, it's not just black podcasts.
No, yeah. 100%.
Podcasts everywhere.
I would be hard pressed to see if we get that nomination because
we might not be in them wins.
First of all, we're not even going to show up in the top. Not a lot of us show up in the top 25 podcasts. You got Rogan up there. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm interested to see how what that ranking will look like. But there's money involved now, so I guess the question is going to be kind of where awarding the art come into play from the Hollywood Foreign Press? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I do think it's dope, and I think it's a good thing. As somebody with a podcast, bro, we could low-key win that award in
some years, man.
10 years.
In some years. I've definitely thought about that. Like, it's one of those things where you never know what the future is. And just to speak on the future of podcasting, if you ask me, I think podcasting...
Yeah, let's transition it to that. What do you think about podcasting now? A lot of people have been talking about the state of podcasting now. It's oversaturated. What you think?
If you ask me, I think podcasting is on its way out. I don't think that what we doing is podding, y'all. I think what we doing is kind of like we just calling it that because that's what it originated from. But to me, if you ask me, I think streaming is the next level of content that the youngins are gravitating to. I think a lot of the old heads are still tuning into podcasts for as long as they don't know about streaming and other aspects of media. You still open your podcast app, you still go to YouTube, and you still consume the media that you always have. There's always another level that you can get to, but like you'll be blinded by like, you ever see, what was it, Jumanji or whatever? Like there's like a door, but there's all this shit in front of you. You just gotta do this and it's a door.
Like yes.
That's the next level of media that we gonna get. Oh, my bad. And I don't like when you do that. Don't touch my mic. Don't touch my mic. You could tell me that I need to talk to my mic. I don't like this.
What is he thinking?
That. But I do think the next level is the streaming shit, bro. I think the reason why is because streaming allows you to be a little bit more involved with the content when you really think about it. This is the guy watching this or talking about this. We all are we're talking about this. I'm not watching y'all have a convo.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about it, Terrell, you got to be on a certain intellectual level to kind of sit through a podcast too.
Yes, you got to be able to consume a conversation like that, especially something like this. People listen to this, and you also have to be having a compelling conversation. I will say, there is a ton of podcasts out there that show up on my For You page that some of them have 42 views.
Yeah.
I was 41.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, damn, they had a dope convo. If more people knew about them and if they maybe invest in like a better camera, whatever system, this would be a dope pod. And I'll tap in with certain pods from time to time, especially during the beef. I tapped in with a lot of people that didn't have many views. But I think what makes or breaks the podcasting game, because I do think we still got like a good 10 years of podcasting left. Yeah. I look at podcasting like
10 years is a stretch, real.
Well, look at radio, right? When we was growing up, radio stations and radio play was like king. Like radio was king. You got in the car and you put on the radio. Then niggas got Bluetooth. Remember we got Bluetooth or aux or whatever, and you could plug something up.
Mm-hmm.
Now we didn't have to listen to the radio, but niggas still listen to the radio. Now we still have radio. Radio is still the thing, but now we're way into the next phase, and I feel like we'll still have podcasting because, like you're saying, like the older generations are already in this podcasting wave. We done made Shannon a 100 millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. All of these different platforms that people have now, we have made them bigger. So I do think we still got it for a little while, and then eventually it'll be like radio where it's still around, but it's not the thing no more.
I feel that too. And like you said, it's not the thing anymore. And even now, foresight, y'all, I don't think it's the thing that you would want to even start. If you and your homeboys are thinking about starting a podcast, I would honestly advise that you don't do that. And Terrell, I asked you, bro, because I felt like I sent some pushback in this. Look, would you recommend somebody start a podcast in 2025, seeing how, like I just told you, because y'all can see my viewpoint on it. We really kind of getting away from podcasting at its, purest form being what's going to make the money. You know? So me advising you to get into music right now without warning you what the field look like will be detrimental. Because what if you somebody that love like real true hip hop? I got to let you know, hey, look, you might feel disrespected on some parts of this. And I feel like with podcasting, like I said, bro, we're going towards, we're going to pay Joe Rogan got the best podcast. Well, why? Because his podcast is led by every single different guest. Your podcast has an identity of its guests. If y'all think about me and Terrell podcast, what's the identity?
But you still going up there and getting the Joe Rogan experience. You're going to see your favorite somebody on that show. But it is like TV. And that's the thing. I do got to remind myself the way you think.
Okay, bet. So I want y'all to say this. Joe Rogan say, okay, no more guests, y'all. No more guests. It's just the Joe Rogan show every week.
And
he would lose half of his listeners.
Yeah.
Me and Terrell don't have half of the following of Joe Rogan. But one thing I do know is our identity isn't based on a guest. People actually can show up and feel like, you know what, I'm going to stick around for these two. And I feel like if we had a guest, it would be an added benefit. It's a lot of shows like I feel like, what's the show that Jeff Teague on?
520.
Jeff Teague.
Shout out to them boys.
What's another podcast where they don't have guests often and their show's identity is built around their people. Cameron and Mace don't have so many guests, but like their personalities is what I'm tuning in to hear Mace and then Cam. So I think when you think about the identities of what podcasts are going to be, those are harder to find. It's harder to find the two people that work. It's easier to pay for two people that can do this, but we're going to have guests.
And that's why you'll tell somebody, because I'm thinking, damn, why would you, as somebody with a dope podcast, tell people not to start one? Look at what you got, right? But when I think back about how you talking about what, because I was getting ready to say,
secret door.
I was getting ready to say, everybody should start a podcast because look, we just got the podcast Golden Globe. That means soon we may have a fucking BET award for not media show, but podcast. We might get a hip hop award for best hip hop podcast. I'm thinking about shit like that.
Yeah.
Right? Because once the Golden Globe, once the Hollywood Foreign Press, once the Academy, once these big juggernaut award systems start putting stuff in place, smaller systems start respecting the art or the whatever it is more. Naturally, it just happens.
Yeah.
Once the Academy started fucking with special effects and VFX and all of that stuff, you start seeing a lot more awards for other things celebrating the same thing. So I'm thinking, shit, we can get wins out of it. So why would you tell somebody else not to do it? But you thinking about, and Terrance always goes back to the fact that, I feel like we got an episode called New Oprahs, or we got something
Yes, we do. We have a chapter called New Oprahs, 100%. I don't know why I
don't
feel
remember
like
what episode that was.
I don't know
that
why
was
I felt like that was in the same joint where we talked about I don't know. Yeah.
I'm gonna find it.
I know it was called New Oprahs. Chat GPT it. Oh, we got a podcast. Yeah, and our first guest. Do you have a podcast or are you Oprah?
Not yet.
Because now we got to watch somebody that we fuck with and actually would rather see him have a convo. I'd rather see you and bruh have a convo. But when you bring him on here, you like, okay, so how did you grow up? I don't want to watch Shannon Sharp ask Deion Sanders where he grew up. I'd rather y'all just spend this whole time just shooting the shit on football shit. Convos we don't get to see.
Yeah.
I can watch Deion Sanders go on Ellen DeGeneres and get where he grew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I hate niggas saying, oh, I'm about to start a podcast, but you just really gonna do guests. And then you gonna get up there and you're like, you interviewing people, it's nothing different. It's just you saying, so I have cards and so what do you... It's like, this isn't... I don't give a fuck to watch you ask questions. I actually would rather see you.
There's a lot of people doing that. And guess what? There's money now in it.
There's money behind
Angel
it.
Reese.
Michelle Obama doing it.
Think about it. Angel Reese, I don't think Angel Reese would be podcasting if they couldn't... They turn her into...
Oh yeah.
We're going to send some guests up there. You're going to have this girl, that girl, and we're going to make it like something that the young women can actually, have a relatable perspective on.
And I don't want y'all to think that I'm hating on individuals.
Right.
It's really just me noticing how, okay, bet y'all, if you're going to get involved, like Terrell said, they putting money behind this crop of podcasting. Y'all might say,
yes, that's
you
it.
know, you and Terrell should be excited about this, but low-key, I'm kind of seeing, okay, they probably wouldn't pay for what me and Terrell offer unless we willing to change it.
And me and Terrance have been podcasting longer than celebrities had podcast success.
Yeah.
2020, you had Joe Budden, you had Drink Champs, you still had like Breakfast Club,
Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz.
You had Brilliant Idiots. You had it was such
podcast. Specific podcast.
It was podcast enough to where we were inspired to start a podcast, right? It was also pandemic. Niggas was stuck in the house. Everybody picked up podcasting. But
Joey had the best podcast on the planet.
He has and he has had his podcast in the culture this way since 2013.
Since 20, yeah.
So like.
Just
kind of embedded.
They podcast was the most perfect thing ever. I swear.
The reason why I still listen to both of those, I still listen to Roy and Mal every week, still listen to Joe every week.
And look, they had the perfect mix of us tuning in for them, but then they low-key could have a guest every now and then.
And Joe still run it like that. He's somebody that when you say that, Joe is somebody I think would be a good nomination for a podcast.
Yeah,
his show,
even
though they talk about things that happen, it's still driven by the personalities up there and not. It's like everybody
it's
out
called
there is
the
a part
Joe
of
Budden
the show.
Podcast, and the most important part of it is still him.
It's still him, and there's 6 motherfuckers up there.
Yeah.
So
the identity, what we talked about.
It goes back to that. But I also think, like we saying, the money gonna go behind these big celebrity-based platforms, especially post-beef. The way podcasts were so instrumental covering hip-hop last year, I feel like we just saw Doechii go sit with Joe before this year. You're already seeing labels invest. People like us that just have you and your man just want to have a dope conversation. I say still start the podcast. Don't get into podcasting for money. That's what we should say.
Yeah.
Don't get into podcasting because you think you about to just get paid.
Nah, if y'all gonna do it for the leisure and mental benefits of it, I would do it.
And I will tell y'all, me and Terrance deadass got into podcasting because in 2020, Spotify was giving motherfuckers $200 million.
Hold on, wait, don't do us like that, Terrell. We was in before that.
Nah, we was, but
we were definitely like, oh shit, I'm glad we was in a year before that happened, Terrell. Don't do that.
No, we were. We were in before, but we saw a lucrative opportunity at first.
Oh, 100%.
And then we also watched that dream kind of go, oh, okay, I see who getting paid now. So you do got to kind of be aware of that if you about to get into it. I still say everybody do it, though, because first of all, it's a good way to get out of your comfort zone sometime. It gives you a reason to post shit.
But like,
get your perspective out there.
If your question is what should we do, then I think that's what pushes this conversation forward. We can talk about podcasting and how it could be here for this long, it could not be. But you could say, okay, bet, what should we do then? If Terrance don't think we should start a podcast, me and my men, but then what does Terrance think that we should do? And
okay, I like that.
I say, if you ask me, your question is the same as mine. What should we do next? Like, do you do a podcast or do you do a show?
Do you, make your own show?
Do you do something where your content can expand beyond what a podcast is? You know what I mean? I told Terrell, the date that we in now is streaming. People love to be able to be included in what you do. And everything that we do on Realest 9, everything that we've built on Realest 9 and District 9 as far as like the following that's behind Realest and District 9, a lot of them enjoy that content the most. When me and Terrell are behind the content that you see, and I said, damn, like the future is that. The future is being more included. I always told y'all on this podcast that the future is behind what, Terrell? It's behind your eyes that you can't see. This is your future right here. If y'all don't take nothing from me, your future is not this. This is not your future. If you can't see this, I'm holding my phone up for the audio listeners. This is not the future. Turn on, make sure I got a notification on it. This is not the future, y'all. The future is the virtual world. The world that we can build without bricks and heavy ass metal that we gotta pay for. It's the crypto currency that they talking about.
Yeah.
Everything we can't see, but it's there and feel, that's the future. And I was telling Terrell, like, even with our content, a podcast and what it's always been is literally just the small seed of what our content is going to grow to become. You know what I mean? It's not the apex. This not what we stand on stage and say.
It's the bones.
You know, oh, I'm glad we did this because we just won an award. That podcast award don't stick out to a nigga like me because I'm being more realistic about what we doing. And I'm seeing, like I said, I'm seeing the games y'all play. The podcasting era is changing to new Oprahs. New Oprahs is really becoming what podcasting is. I mean, it is what it is.
That's true. Because when you say podcasting, it's really kind of, and it's kind of like it is. The casual COVID, everybody started having conversations level of podcasting. It did. It evolved. It adapted. Celebrities picked it up. And now it has become a money machine.
Yeah. And
but you're not
taking the podcast title and glued it to this new crop of what this is because there's no more life for live Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah, all of that shit.
Yes.
That's what's really dying. It's
That's
not really
podcasting
because podcasting is now turning into that.
Yeah. I don't got to watch.
I don't got to watch.
Think about it, T. Artists are not going to go sit up. And actors and all of these people that promote and stuff, they're not going to go to some of these places they went before. They're going to do, and they're going to find niche ways and different ways to promote. I love the fact that Coogler sat down with like people he trusted. Like he went and grabbed that one guy to do that interview for the radio show.
Yeah.
Him and they did Hot Ones. Were on YouTube. Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld, they didn't go sit with Ellen. They're doing stuff like, we going to do Hot Ones and eat the hot wings. But yo, I got this movie coming out. So when you did the role, like this is the new world we live in of promotion.
Yeah.
Where it's very tough. Like I love the fact that Jennifer Hudson has her show, right?
Yeah.
Everybody know about The Hallway. I very rarely see the interview clips, but I always see the hallway clips. And I'm like, oh, that person went to go sit up J-Hud. But I never know what they talk about because we very rarely see the clips. But that just goes to show how the algorithm works. They still had to take that trend, invest in it, because guess what? They'll show more eyes. But you do got to realize that the game is a lot different. Don't let it discourage you, though. I would tell people when it comes to what to do next, I think it's dope to start something that has a fresh something.
Yeah.
Or just be fucking polarizing. Don't be afraid to be fucking polarizing if you need to be. And I say that with meaning do that without being disrespectful. Me and Terrance, I feel like, can be polarizing without being disrespectful.
And sometimes we muddled the line.
No, but I mean like building your fan base off some disrespecting people shit.
Nah, yeah.
Or some clout chasey shit.
Like I'm not gonna say bruh who does that, because I don't want to give bruh no whatever. But there's no victory in that. You just gonna be on an island by yourself. And let's just say it's a beautiful island where all you can eat food and beautiful women or whatever. It won't satisfy you. Going forward, we'll see exactly how the Spotify Podcasting Awards pan out. We'll see who they give it to. We'll see who gets
Golden Globes.
Oh my bad. Damn, it's a Golden Globe.
It is the Golden Globes.
I'm tripping.
You thought Spotify this whole time?
I don't know why I thought you said it was a Spotify award.
Terrance, no, this is huge. It's a Golden Globe. The Golden Globe. And that's why I said Terrance is so film industry driven, because you're right. It is new Oprah.
It's even more not gonna go to.
And bro, that is the
Joe, you might not get a Golden Globe. I thought this was something different.
Oh,
even Joe might not get a Golden Globe.
So let me ask you,
they gonna give it to a medicine doctor that gets fucking.
Well, that's the conversation that the industry is having right now, because like I was saying a little bit earlier, I'm gonna say it again. The art piece. When I told you Coda winning Best Picture from the Academy,
yeah,
it was not the best-selling.
And damn, when you said that, I was thinking he was just using a good example.
Yeah, no,
oh but God, it's so close.
But think about that, T. That was the best piece of art to them. Doechie's album won Best Rap Album at the Grammys.
Yeah,
right. That was the best piece of art to them. It didn't sell the most, but podcasting and the top 25 podcasts don't always mean that those are the best pieces of art.
Yeah.
So how are we going to choose the best piece of art? it just seemed like the Golden Globes is just trying to get in on something
100%
that's untapped to give them more viewership because they just had a legendary show with Nikki Glaser, right? They're trying to innovate.
I 100% agree with what you're saying, that they are trying to get in on some shit, and they're probably going to give the awards based on viewership and numbers because, like you said, there's nothing else to really give an award for.
Think about that.
Best podcast, who got the most views this year?
And look, well, the way they're doing it, the top 25, they're going to pick 6 from that to be nominated. The body will vote, and 6 of the top 25 will be nominated.
But is the body listening to the podcast, or are they just gonna pick out of the 6?
That's CC, bro. Trust me, it is a big conversation.
And look, are we going to expect the fucking Academy filled with the most busiest people in the world to tap into 6 podcasts?
Right.
Okay.
But we're gonna see how it goes, man. I think it's dope news. I think it just speaks to the change. And we'll see
I'm
where it
tripping,
go.
I'm riding, I'm sliding through the back like muscle on a B. D, he a rap nigga, he a free. Man down, call her Emma Lamb, tell him breathe. I nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like tees.
Man, the concert clips look incredible.
They do.
They look incredible, man. They do. I want to go. I'm sick. Oh, I might as well say this. If you're watching this, y'all, and it's 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, I may have already, I don't even know what time my tickets are, but we going to see the Weeknd's Hurry Up Tomorrow film today.
Mm-hmm. And that's a Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega's in it. I'm excited to see what that's about to be because we got tour tickets for August. So we getting the full Weeknd experience this year. But damn, I'm trying to get them Kendrick tickets too, bro.
I'm actually trying to see that joint. I am a Jenna Ortega fan. People tried to act like I was a hater of her because I was not excited hearing that she was about to direct. And I realized that my opinion sometimes just comes off a certain way. But I actually am a big fan of her as an actress. And I just hope she could just continue to act. Because I feel like she one of those child actors that has so much acting, whatever, that you are next. When we talk about who's going to be next, we have to talk about Jenna Ortega when she's in her 30s, 40s, prime. You could be getting on stage getting awards.
Yeah, man, we're losing the Jake Gyllenhaals.
We don't have a Meryl Streep. We don't have a Nicole Kidman. We losing
the Pirates of the Caribbean. My guy.
What's my girl? Julia Roberts.
Leonardo DiCaprio. And what we mean by that is
the Timothy Chalamet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal never said, "Oh, bet I'm about to be Marty."
Tell Leo to get that.
You talking about that video of Timothy Chalamet rapping to 50 Cent? Yeah. Yo, he been living his best life. You starting
he seemed like he living like a...
You need to chill now. But bro, Leonardo DiCaprio never became Scorsese. And I think this is what it comes down to with Terrance in that.
And I'm not trying to get on a soapbox with that.
Yeah. Terrance wants actors to do what he grew up on actors doing, which is you watch Jake Gyllenhaal and Donnie Darko as a 14-year-old, and now he's a 33-year-old in the film as a dad, cop, whoever. But he's just been in the craft for that long. Leonardo DiCaprio, Gilbert Grape.
Yeah.
With, what's his name, Terrance? Why am I blanking on him?
Brad Pitt?
Not Brad Pitt. And Gilbert Grape with him.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, also from Nothing. We watch grow up. You don't see too much of that no more. You see people like they go to Jenna Ortega route where they do a little bit and now they want to go to the creative side. And it's not a little bit.
That's what people didn't like that I said. People like, she has 50 acting credits and you're saying she didn't do enough. I'm not saying that, y'all. 50 acting credits as a child actor is not, and look, and you 22, that doesn't scream you can tell an entire adult cast what to do on a set. You're ready to lead a cast. You ready to be a director that's going to tell an actress how to lead a film, and you've never really successfully led a film. And it ain't that you need to do that as an actor. Because like this dude said, or like people say, there's plenty of actresses and actors that weren't that successful as an actor themselves, but they went on to be a successful director. Well, guess what? That's not Jenna Ortega. You are a successful actress, and you don't need to do what
what if she has the passion for directing and she just happened to act first?
Nothing wrong with the passion. People gotta wait. People took what I said and said, oh wow, so an actress can't want to direct? nah, y'all, that's not what we talking about. And a lot of times, Terrell, you know how I talk. I say this all the time. I will talk about an actress like a paintbrush. You know? These paintbrushes suck. The way that this twists up, I don't like it. You ever see Quentin Tarantino talk about Owen Wilson? I don't like him. I just never really gravitated to him. Don't like his voice. Don't like him. He not talking about Owen Wilson, the guy. I had all these Jenna Ortega people saying, she is a beautiful human being with a heart of... Okay, like, nobody's talking about her as a person. I'm also just talking about her as a paintbrush. I feel like we getting a little bit... We were transitioning out of the podcast shit. We started talking about the Kendrick tour, and I started talking about the Weeknd film we going to see. I'm gonna let y'all know how that joint is. Weeknd, the last thing you did was The Idol, and that was not great. I'm sorry, we got to keep it a buck. Your album was amazing. Hopefully the film is amazing. Hopefully it's nothing like that, because that was hell. And that wasn't really, that was a lot of Sam, bro. Sam Levinson. Weeknd was starring in it, but I mean, he gonna tell you to do something, you gonna do it as a...
Don't tell me Sam did this film. Because Weeknd ain't directing. He's in the film, right?
Yeah, but I don't think Sam did it, Terrell.
I want to see who's directing the Weeknd joint.
Why do I feel like my skin looks like bacon? I need to...
Trey Edward Schultz. I don't know him, but we'll see, bro. I'm all for it, man. Hurry Up Tomorrow, a beautiful fucking album, and now about to see the movie. I know Gigi is hype. She loves The Weeknd, so come on, let's keep it going.
Do you want to go Course of Action, or do you want to go Halle DDG?
That's hot news. We should probably talk about that before.
But Brody, I'm telling you, the future of this money shit is this. Remember what I told you about what Apple just did? If you ain't invested in Apple's stock price, or if you're not invested in Apple, they are sitting back and watching, laughing. Do you know why? Because their stock price dropped. Everybody laughed at them. I get it. It's worth laughing at. But when you really think about it, bro, think about when the first phone came out, right? When the first phone came out, remember what niggas used to say? The first phone that came out, the first phone I ever had was in my car. It cost $5,000, and you could only call your mom and your cousin. I want you to think about this, Terrell, what I just said.
It had cost $5,000. You can only call your mom.
$5,000. You could only make a couple phone calls, and the minutes were insane on it. The minutes were just as expensive. Bro, I want you to think about Apple's new Vision, that Apple Vision Pro joint that they put out. The bitch cost $3,600. And bro, you really could only surf the web and do like little Apple meeting things with it. You really couldn't do much with the joint. But bro, that's your vision into what the future is. What is the big ass ticket price that they just put out? Remember when they put the first phone out? That price that they put it out for was not cheap. You had to have a little bit going on
you did.
To get that. Now they've made it so that it's easier to use, easier to buy. They are going to make it so that VR, which...
I don't know, Terrance.
Terrell.
They going to have to find a way to not have us have a thick-ass battery. And that didn't work because y'all can't make it mobile.
It only didn't work because y'all couldn't afford it. The phone, think about it. You went, Terrell, like I said, this is the beginning. You're right. At one point, you had a big-ass book-sized phone in your glove box.
That motherfucker right.
They at the beginning, and we not here to talk about why this glove box, you see why this phone not gonna work? It's big like a shoebox. It's this. We not talking about that phone.
But we have simplicity in other tech that we feel like if this is gonna work, it needs to be as convenient to me as this.
And Terrell, I want you to think about this world is a big ass chart with nothing but price history. You just held up, based on the fact that we have this, we can go and look at the history that it came from and say, okay, so based on history, when this came out, it led to this. So based on history, this came out at $4,000 for us. None of us could afford it except big ballers, right? But they arguably, Terrell, put out the best VR product that the market has really seen in years. except it was too expensive. That's why I say sleep on Apple stock price right now if you want. But in the future, when that is the apex, did you have our $3,600 one? You probably didn't. But we've been working on this shit since then. Sonny's gonna have the 2030 version. Dada couldn't afford the 2022 version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's your future. Your future's not iPhone 35, y'all. They just said we're not putting this shit out every year no more. Apple came out recently and said we are not dropping a phone every year. So like the future is on your face. Your future is Big Hero 6. Your future is not caring about what your actual living room look like more than your virtual living room. Laugh at the girl that's stuck on Sims. Laugh at her.
That is a very distant, but not crazy. Because some people would say that would sound crazy. But that is a very real thing that's coming, bro.
It is.
It is. And if you didn't invest, you're right.
Terrell, you don't care about cash now. You care about your digital currency. You care about what your digital wallet look like. True. Most of y'all got a fat, thick-ass wallet with your cards you don't give a fuck about because you don't care about the physical world anymore.
I'm walking to the motherfucker like this. Click, click.
You got a beautiful digital wallet.
It's ridiculous, bro.
That's going to be your living room.
It's a scary-ass world we live in now, though. Mm-hmm. You got to keep up with this shit. Because when we get old, you think your granny's getting scammed by bruh trying to get her to buy gift cards. These motherfuckers gonna sound like your mom, sound like your sister. All the AI that we have now, trust, bro, it's gonna be way hard. It's way easier for us to get slipped up.
And that's why going into this new world, y'all, we have to be thinking forward. We gotta be thinking about what could trip us up later. Don't be thinking about right now. You're gonna be just like your mom or dad. Y'all know who I'm talking about, who didn't keep up with the tech. But are we moving forward to?
We are moving to the Halle and DDG. This is actually fresh off the press, y'all. Halle put DDG on a restraint.
That is crazy to see.
Which was crazy to see. We really not here for the messiness, y'all. Not here for the mess at all. Y'all know we don't really dive into like, yes, we do some mess. We do. I ain't gonna say that. We get into some mess, but we really not here for the messiness of it. Or at least me.
I'm not here to be messy, and I'm not here to drown y'all out with parenting shit either.
Yeah. I do think we got to like, damn, it feel like we watched y'all get together, told y'all to be careful. Then y'all had a baby. We was like, damn, I hope it worked for the baby. Then y'all broke up. Now here it's like, damn, why do I feel like I watched this whole shit play out in a matter of 2 years? Like I watched everything play out with this couple. And remember, we was talking about on the podcast before, we was talking about how people get together, and it just seemed like they get together and they be a dope couple and they have a baby and then split. Remember, we had seen that so much at that one point.
Yeah.
And to see it come to this is definitely, I don't know too much of the detail, but yeah, man, you know?
I definitely think, kind of felt like we beating a dead horse with saying just, damn, y'all. But then also, remember what I was talking to you about, how these days we have a lot more access to people's life because a lot of people's normal living is now becoming content in the streaming world. In the streaming world, I'm a stream all day, to try to, become a big streamer. And the time it takes to do that, I feel like people get so much insight into what you think, what you say, who you around, who you with, and they start to think that they know what your life is. And I think a lot of people try to tally DDG up in his life. Oh, he do this, he do that, because I see him so often. We don't get to see Halle as often as we get to see DDG because obviously in order for him to make his chicken, it causes for him to be on stage like he is.
Yeah.
Halle get to do her thing the way that she's always done it. But I feel like there's a certain safety with, her not being as out as him. Because can you imagine if she was as open and as out as him?
Right, yeah.
The narratives. Instead of me sitting here trying to make it seem like I know anything, I think what's more so fucked up is like when you see, like seeing that somebody, you got a kid, I got a kid, seeing them do things that you could tell, I got to do this because we have a kid. You get with a girl, you could break up and it's just like, you know what, F it. We break up and if you said some fucked up shit, like in the reports it told her, it was a report of him telling her to get out of his car, called her a bitch.
Yeah.
When you have a kid, bro, that looks much different on paper. I'm putting my son in the car and he say, get out, bitch, looks way different than y'all was into it. You said that. if both of y'all was single, and that's why y'all broke up, because you disrespected her. You called her out her name. You know, she felt disrespected by that. When you doing that in front of your kid, when you losing your cool, fellas, if you have a kid, if you ever lose your cool in front of your kid, your woman look at that shit different. Like, holy shit, you're a danger to the kid. Your anger. Even if your girl do some crazy shit, I want you to imagine your girl do something.
So hold on, wait. You talking about? You're referring to the why she had to go and get a restraining order and put his ass on paper. All right, bet. And when you look at what's in the restraining order, it don't seem like such like harmful things DDG has done. It like the example that I pulled up was the one of him calling her a bitch in front of his son. That really happened? Yeah. Damn, I thought you were using a hypothetical. They in the joint. Alleged in her joint, she was putting their kid in the car, and he apparently said that. And like I said, I'm not absolving him for anything. I'm just saying this sounds like y'all relationship got bad and y'all have a kid, and now y'all are doing what y'all have to do. I'm not about to sit here and act like this is breaking news and this mean this about her, this mean this about him. It's just sad that when relationships end, like you say, you kind of sometimes have to go the legal route now with a kid. Okay, bet. Course of action is back, man. Shout out to everybody that's tapping into the podcast a day late. Hey, I get it in early. You just came a day late. Come on. Your close friend confesses. You came a day late. You're the one that's a day late. Shout out to everybody listening to this a day late. Shout out to everybody listening to this a day late. And then you said, I get it in early. That's right. But it ain't gonna come out early. Your close friend confesses that they have been catfishing you for years. They created a fake online profile that they claim was made to maintain a closer relationship with you. Terrell, you do a podcast. We got a lot of people that we fuck with that I honestly have never seen y'all face. Mm-hmm. You know? I have sent people that we fuck with things. I couldn't even shake his hand. I couldn't tell you who he was. And I say, that's my man Otis. No, you know? Otis. Otis could be... What if Otis was your close friend, you found out? Was just one of your close friends? Let's say it could be from the Best Buy day. It could be from whatever. And they said, I just kind of felt like you didn't really fuck with me on the Best Buy tip, so I just created this page because I fuck with y'all. And I've actually been Otis this whole time. I've been your biggest supporter this whole time, but arguably, I've been catfishing you. The nigga sitting at your family function like, no bullshit, because hey, y'all about to do that video? Okay. And right. So this is family. Not family, but like this your homeboy. But you found out that he has been catfishing you. That's just me making it to Terrell. But fellas, that ain't kind of strange shit about you. That would be strange, y'all. It would be strange. It'd be strange. Why not just be you, bro? I would more so appreciate it if it was you. He said, I just felt like you wasn't even really rocking with me. You know what? And this was allowing me to be... If that's my man, I would hear him out. It's easy in this moment to make it seem like, what the fuck, whatever. But if that's really my man, why did you do that? I would really want to know why you didn't feel comfortable telling me that. And that actually, as a homeboy, might make me... I don't know. The honesty of that, if he told me that, and then he was really telling me that he was supporting me... But it's mixed in with the lack of honesty about who you are. Now I don't trust you. It is. And the only reason why we being cool with it is because we know it was support. And we got years vested. Yeah. But let me tell you this. Let's change the essence of it because you heard what I just asked you. I ain't have none of your bullshit. You're a podcast or whatever. What if you found out your homeboy was catfishing you with a shorty, with a girl? Terrance, that would be insane, first of all. I feel like that's so disrespectful that people do that. And you know what? I got a hot take. That shit has happened. I know. If you get hot, this is my hot take. If you get catfished in 2025, you deserve it. You deserve, or you can just say it's your fault. No. Nobody deserves. At this point, no. The fact that we have FaceTime, back in the day when niggas was really getting catfished, we didn't have, these systems in play. I don't think you should still be able to be catfished in 2025. FaceTime this motherfucker. Is it you? Show me a fork. Show me a fucking something. Like, having a virtual relationship with somebody where you don't see them, it's fine. Not knocking it. But if it comes back that the person you was talking to isn't that person, and there's somebody else, when they ask you, so did y'all never FaceTime? Like, this is not 2008 where we watching Chris and Neves walk motherfuckers in their backyard on MTV.
Nah, yeah.
They didn't have anything but email, phone, text. We had FaceTime. Motherfucking the clearest iPhones ever. Google Pixel. I just feel like you shouldn't be getting catfish.
I don't think you should get catfish. Even if my homeboy say he catfished me, if I was a shorty, then lost to the neck, you better follow up with hands like bing bob, boom bob. This type of shit
you need to get you some tickets.
You and a coworker come up with a plan to change productivity at work. For my people who don't know what a big word is, you don't know what productivity is. Y'all come up with a plan to make just the workplace easier for y'all at work. You can attribute this to any job you got. You come up with the plan and idea together. Mm-hmm. You apply it and it works. You start to see the store changing, your job changing, the crew changing. Whatever you and your friend planned that y'all worked out together, that shit worked. It worked so much that they devise a leadership meeting and they call you and your friend up there, right? Mm-hmm. Your friend goes up there and takes full credit for the entire thing. Makes you out to be a motherfucker that really just helped me out. This is in front of all of the leaders, all at the meeting. Immediately, the leaders are starting to say, start to show bruh praise. And you notice that. What's your next course of action? Do you make a scene in front of all these leaders and risk blowing the shit up and saying, hey, if he lose, I lose, we all lose? Or do you wait and confront him afterwards and be like, yo, I felt like that wasn't cool?
I feel like if you as a leader are told that, for me, I'm thinking about if an employee was to tell, if I have two employees come to me and say, I did all the work, he basically just helped me.
And of course he ain't gonna say it like that, Terrell, but he gonna take the credit. And you know how people make it seem like, you remember the dude in college did the photography thing and he took the full credit for it?
No, yeah.
It wasn't all his idea.
Okay, I'm with you. Now, if that's the situation, if you're the other person, you have to say something. I have 100% been in a situation where I have been fighting a motherfucker for credit. I have been fighting other managers for credit. I've had motherfuckers take credit for shit that I've done, stores that I've turned around.
You in a leadership meeting, Terrell, with the higher ups, do you think it's smart for him to make that scene and say, hold on, wait, you gonna take all the credit, motherfucker?
Don't make the scene, but stand very tall on what you did. If that ever happened to me, which it has, you're all responsible for contributing something. Now this motherfucker wants to stand up here and act like he did everything. When it's my turn to speak, I don't give a fuck what you just said. I'm gonna tell these motherfuckers what I did. And this is where now I get petty and now I'm about to detail what I did. Wasn't gonna do that at first.
Yeah, now we gonna start saying what I was
here on some us shit, but now that we dividing the pie, if he outworked me,
the M's count different when baby divides the pie. Wait, let's examine why.
Now this is the thing: if bro really did outwork me, that's my L to take, and that happens. And that happens too. You did help, bruh, and he did a little bit more, and you wasn't prepared for him to stand on that shit. It's like Big Brother.
Yeah, you wasn't prepared for him to get up there and stand on the fact that he manned this whole shit.
I don't know if anybody watched Big Brother and still like it's but at the end, you could be my best friend in the house.
This is a thought. She can't be my bitch.
At the end of the joint, random. At the end of the joint, when we gotta make our case over who won, I'm gonna roll you under the bus and say, I'm the reason why we all got down here. Y'all should
I'm the reason. You notice your child's teacher is showing favoritism to your kid. Your kid can't see this favoritism happening in their favor. So it's not they don't know. But if there's an opportunity that comes up, if there's an extra worksheet, an extra this, an extra anything, you know and have identified that your teacher is showing your kid favoritism over the other students in your kid's class. Do you say anything? Or do you allow your kid to continue to reap those benefits?
Damn, man. That's a morality question. But it also is a character question. And the way you answer this question is important because for me, I have to shut that down. You know why?
Why?
Because I still believe in fairness.
Yeah.
I don't want him to... He already got a leg up. I'm his dada.
Okay, yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Like, he got his leg up with me. It's my job to give him the leg up, not you. You know what I'm saying? I need him to feel the reality of the world in your classroom.
Yeah.
That's what you're responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
There's relationships I have with men in this world that are responsible for their own village. Well, we didn't break bread together as men. We broke bread together at a lunch table. We met some of my closest friends. Bro, it's crazy how the people you literally was in class with are literally men with you now.
Men with you now.
You watching them have kids. We just celebrated birthday. Think about it. We met me and Don a few years ago, but they're still like, we was all early 20s.
Yeah.
Now look, now it's kid shit.
Now
we
it's
taking the
kids.
babies. Bro, I'm telling you, we got all getting older, but it all started in that classroom.
I said,
and I need his character to be on point. I need him to feel the weight of the world. Don't do that. You'll have a very angry me if...
Hell of a response from Terrell, and that's the dude that I know him to be. I knew he would answer that way because it is a humility thing at the very end of the day. I don't want, as much as I would love to see Sonny reaping a benefit, I don't want, you to risk Sonny's relationship with her peers in her class.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they see it. If I see it, they probably see it, or other parents. And two, like you just said, I don't need you, hiding the reality of the world from her. You ain't gonna get everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes you ain't gonna get it. And then you gonna fuck her off for the next class, and I'm gonna be dealing with the fact that she think this Miss Brown's supposed to do everything for her because Miss Janet wanted to give you an ice cream sandwich every fucking day. We're not doing that.
That's a fact. And you know what? I got a question for you that's actually very random.
All right.
Right? And this is how we're gonna end the pod, y'all. I want you, right? And I just wrote this down in my notes. It's gonna sound crazy, but just walk with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Explain the earth to me like I'm an alien and I just got here. Yo.
What is this place like?
Yeah, I'm an alien. I just touched down on some ET shit. Boom. You found me. I recoded my brain to figure out that you speak English, which is one of my 973 languages that I've collected throughout the galaxy. So now we can break bread.
Yeah.
Brody, what's this place like?
Earth? Well, I would tell him, bro, I've only ever been here.
What's it like? So you should be able to give me a good rundown on what to...
The first thing I would tell you is I don't know what you've been through since you've been throughout the galaxy or whatever places are like. Let me just give you a rundown what it's like here. This earth is filled with a bunch of like living things. Like how you living right now, bro. We all live too. I don't know what you about to do to us. I would immediately say that. Like, bro, we got a show called Invincible. I don't know if you've seen that, but like, people...
What's a show? Think about it. I'm just the earth.
Yeah, what's a show?
What is he talking about?
Okay. Let me catch you up. So there's this stuff called grass. But, I mean, I would tell him there are living things on this earth, and we are the humans. We are called humans. We run this shit.
Did you tell him?
They got these other motherfuckers out here that's dangerous, and it's cool, but who you need to really rock with is who you got with. So if you stick with me,
we good.
You
sound
good.
like a threat.
No, I sound like the dude you ran into at the party, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Y'all boys not from here? Bet, you get with me?
He be the nigga that say, all y'all chains in the bucket.
This nigga, damn. We was following the sweaty nigga through the party with a towel. He took us all the way to the back. Now we ain't got rollies. But I would tell him we breathe air. Okay? If you don't know what air is, like, I would tell him, you smell that? You taste that?
This motherfucker got gills.
Like he breathe in and it goes. I'ma say, oh,
yeah. You doing it.
You getting it all, do all of that.
Then you done made friends with the nigga.
Okay, so look, I would say, fuck what look, we got this, but fuck what we doing. You know how people are? Tell me about what you did. I want to know what everything else, like, fuck what the world look like. Let me tell you, you can fly around this bitch and see how we get down. We got fish, you can go in the water. Dog, we got plenty foods we make. If you try and get some eats, I don't know what y'all eat. The views is crazy here. We got plenty beautiful cities. Hey, all over the planet, we got plenty places you could go. Different countries, different cuisines. Your palate's gonna be different. Don't even get me started on the fact that all humans look different. So whatever your speed is, I don't know how they get down.
You answering the question like your character on GTA would answer. You look like, oh, you gotta go and get with Rico, and he gonna show you around Miami. You Nico Bellic walking with this motherfucker. Oh yeah, we got the skeezers over here. Here goes these are trickers right here. I fuck one of them every other 2 weeks. You like, they got me walking around with Brian in the beginning. I'm still on mission 1, bruh.
It's funny. Damn, that's KP.
We are still podding. We finishing though. We're finishing. Let us finish and I will call you back.
Nah, what is it, KP? I think in history, when you look back at this podcast, this is going to be one of those episodes that I think really stand out, you know? 252, you can add it across. That's everything that we stand for, man. And like we've been saying since day one, the whole 9, when we started, I always told y'all that the whole 9 is about evolution. It's about evolving. It's about what's next. And I think us staying true to what we come from is what we always gonna do.
There will be no podcast next week. Telling y'all right now, don't look for a pod next week. Hit us up on Patreon. We will have YouTube content dropping from the Patreon next week. Some stuff that we've been meaning to get up there as well. But we got some stuff that we working on.
That's cool.
Yeah. We got some other things that we working on. So it's our B-Day. We said, bet, we taking the next pod off for the B-Day. We can work on some stuff. So
happy B-Day to the MalloryBros,
man, happy birthday, Brody. 31.
Happy birthday. Yes, sir.
I remember when we celebrated 4 together, bro.
I do.
I remember we celebrated 8 together. We got the SpongeBob cake.
8, 12.
We got them fucking blue bikes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, now we
that
old.
That man is 31 years old now.
Blessed,
and I couldn't see it. Blessed to make it here.
Blessed.
Crazy. Grateful that y'all got to see us when we was 25. 1, 2,
23, yeah. And now these niggas 30 and we still here. I'm still here. I might be Tisha Campbell with it. You never heard it? Did you see they was like,
seen that?
They said this girl was like, I'm tired of Cowboy Carter. And you know, people was like, this is what y'all want Beyonce to do. And they were showing Tisha Campbell. Hey.
I might get tickets for that too.
Hey. One by one. Shout out to the realest 9, man. Tapping in with us each and every week. Shout out to you. Shout out to the North Carolina area, the 252.
Holla at me, man. Next time.